Hey everybody, and welcome to part 3 of the story of my life. The tough life traveled. So if you haven't watched part 1 and 2 yet, you're going to want to, because I'm going to be showing pictures right now. I'm just going to be holding them up that relate to the stories that were in the first 2 videos. And I was mistaken, guys. It wasn't the summer when I was 3. It was the winter that I went to Disneyland. And it was winter of 87. It was around Christmas, so I was actually 4. I apologize about that. But here is the picture of my mom in the wheelchair in front of Disneyland as they wheeled us back. It's an officer after I got stung by the bee. So my mom's hair hasn't changed much in 30 years. She still gets it permed just like that. Hold on just a second. Sorry. Okay, sorry about that, guys. And this picture is my grandpa, who is handicapped from getting shot in the back in the 7-Eleven robbery. Robbery. And he's holding me. It was the same trip. We'd actually gone out to see him. He lived out there with his new wife after him and my grandma divorced. So, but, and then, that's me and my dad. Oh, sorry, Claire. And that's my mom and my brother. When I was like 4 and he was 8. So that gives you an idea of, you know, how my description, why I used that description of myself in the beginning of my book. Okay, so I know you all are kind of anxious to know what happened with me and my friend being tied in 2 dining chairs back to back and rope around our necks, and what happened. So I started to use my normal technique that I normally use, but like I said, I'd never been tied to somebody else before. I didn't know what was going to happen, and neither did my friend. Kind of scared the crap out of both of us, because I almost accidentally killed her. So I got free, and I fell forward, and the rope that was around her neck was around, I think, my waist, and when I fell forward, it started choking her. And she couldn't scream because she couldn't breathe. And luckily I was pretty quick about escaping. It only took me 5 minutes total, and I was already 3 minutes into it when I fell. But it did choke her for a good minute, and it was scary. That was the last time that we ever did that. Hold on just a second. Again, I apologize, guys. Hold on. Okay, guys. My oldest son wants to say hi, so he's gonna pop in. Bye. Bye. Okay, hold on just a second, you guys. Again, I'm sorry. So, I had this cousin that hung out with my brother a lot, and he was from my dad's side of the family, and my dad only had 1 sister, so but she had, I think, 4 kids. I'm not sure. At least 3. Hey, son. Okay, guys. Anyway. I made weird kids. I'm sorry. And tall ones. Good grief. He's 6 feet tall. And if you ever get to meet me, I'm only 5'2". Yeah. I mean, giants. Anyway, he was my kissing cousin. But it didn't last very long. I mean, it was awkward. But everybody has their one kissing cousin. Well, he was over quite a bit, and I had my friend over who I had with the rope, and they were talking about suicide. Him, my cousin, and my friend. And I wasn't in the room. I was actually hiding in my hidey hole, which was in my mother's closet, behind her shoe rack. Because I fit in there perfectly, because I'm really small. I'm very small. Let's see if I can get the camera to turn, and I'll show you a little bit of how tall I am. Okay. Okay. Come here. Comparison. See? I'm very short. Very tall.
I'm squatting.
So I fit into small places a lot. And I used to love to go into these sewage tunnels all the time, and I could go further than anybody because I was the smallest. And I was automatically given the role of Tiny Tim in my school's, elementary school's Christmas Carol because I was the smallest person in the class. Not
She's small, I could fit in the small places, good for thieving. References to...
He quoted a line from Guardians of the Galaxy 2. We don't own it.
1 and 2.
Yeah, 1 and 2. But we don't own the rights to it. I do apologize for him. He's going to be 17 next month. So, and I was 17 when I had him. So we're getting close to that. So, okay, teenage years. Because I'm already 7 minutes in. I want to try and get going. But I don't know why he did it, but my cousin grabbed a big butcher knife or big kitchen knife from the butcher block, or no, from the dishwasher, turned my friend and cut his arm like here, I believe, and I mean all the way to the bone. And my friend, it terrified her, and she went running out of my house. And my brother had to walk my cousin to the urgent care. Not even the hospital. The urgent care, because that was the closest thing. And my parents weren't home. And nor did they come home to take him. Same thing happened when I had to walk to urgent care when my ping pong table, me and my cousin, different cousin, she had the idea of, there was one of those sprinklers where the center spiraled straight up of the sprinkler, and she wanted to put the ping pong table over it so it'd shoot up next to the net. So she grabbed one end, I grabbed the other. We were both 11, 12 years old, and we get maybe 3 or 4 feet steps with the table, and it collapses. In a weird way, like, I don't know if you've messed with tennis type tables, but the center goes up and the legs come together. Well, that's what it did. And my cousin was able to let go really quick. And unfortunately, I wasn't. I was still trying to support it, and it went sliding down both of my arms, and it took the skin off of my arms from my elbow joint to my wrists. And again, my brother had to walk me to the urgent care. My poor brother on that aspect, though. Another poor thing for my brother, I kind of forgot about it, is when we were living back in Inglewood. He had tackled me when I was walking home from school, and a pencil that I guess I had sharpened that sucker really nice, because mechanical pencils weren't a thing yet. And the pencil went through my backpack, through my pants, through my underwear, and had impaled itself into my butt cheek. Yeah. That was the funniest conversation I ever had to listen to with my brother on the phone with my mom. Mom, Mel's got a pencil stabbed into her butt. And what do I do? And she's like, well, you're going to have to pull the pencil out, and you're going to have to clean it really well, because your sister could get lead poisoning. We don't want that. We don't want to end up in the hospital, so you're going to have to take care of it. Yeah. So my brother had to stare at my butt and thoroughly clean my butt cheek. That's what he gets for tackling me. Lessons of life. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera back, and I'm going to get back up onto my seated position, because it's just more comfortable for me, and plus the lighting's not as bad on my face, because I'm like right underneath the light right here. So sorry, this computer's like so super touchy. Okay, so now okay. So I had my one friend with the Ouija board, and she was the first girl I kissed, and me and her used to watch her Dutch pornos, and we'd sit there and look on the sky. We would lock him out of her townhouse, and sit there and like make out and stuff when he'd be standing there at the window trying to peek in through the curtains. And then my friend would, like, when he'd get aroused, she'd kick him in the balls. Like I said, she had issues, though. I mean, I could completely understand her issues, because, I mean, she was in a broken home. She only had her mom, and her mom was a phone sex operator, but her mom was doing what her mom had to do. It's just her mom, in a weird way, like, my mom's not there, but my mom kept a very clean house, very strict. Her mom just was at the point she didn't care. But my parents will be happily married for 40 years coming up in November, so very different aspects. And that's another reason why my parents don't understand what I'm going through, because they've never had to go through a divorce. They've never had to deal with somebody that is as crazy as some of the people I've had to deal with. But it's 9:30 at the moment. So I'm going to pause. And I have to go put my kids to bed, because it is a school night. So bear with me. I'm going to have a weird break in the video and then the music and stuff. But I'll be right back. Hold their thoughts. Okay, guys, I've been trying to get a hold of my best friend, because I'm about to tell you the story about how me and him met. But I'm pretty sure he'd be okay with me using his first name, but he has told me in the past, like, the name he wanted me to use in my book, and I can't even remember it right now, because that was so long ago that we had that conversation. I mean, I've been trying to work on this book for 8 years, I think, and so much keeps happening, and even has happened in those 8 years, that I never picked it back up. And now that there's Wattpad and all that stuff out there, it's like I want to again, but I don't have anything I can do it on. Like my kids can. My daughter, she writes a lot of books on Wattpad. I've helped her. I've even done her editing a few times. But it's just, every time I went to go do it, it caused issues. So anyway, a friend of mine, from high school had worked for this, haunted house the year prior, because you could work there at 15. And I was a freshly 15-year-old that year, and I wanted to start having an income. I wanted to be able to go to the mall and shop with my friends and buy the clothes I actually wanted to wear, because I wanted to get out of being stuck in the world of clothes that were always too big, and nobody really knowing who this quiet girl was curious about it sometimes. Some of them were, because I ended up with a friend from every kind of group there was in the school. At least one, if not more. Because I had, once you got to open me up, once you started to talk to me, I was like not who I seemed like I was. Everybody thought nothing big happened in my life, nothing interesting to ever talk about. Oh, she wouldn't understand. She's not that kind of person. I mean, look at the way she dresses. Look at the way she does her hair. And it always looks so greasy. I mean, seriously, guys. My hair will go from looking beautiful to looking like this grease. Like, I literally went and cooked and took the hamburger grease off of the grill or whatever and was going like this to my hair. But like I said, that was from, I don't know if I told you guys. But yeah, I did. That I had a higher level of oil in my skin. So it affects my hair too, because it's never greasy down here. It's always fluffy and soft and smooth. And then up here, even if I had just gotten out of the shower like 2 or 3 hours ago, that's all it takes. It's greasy again. So, and I love doing things with my hair, but I have a hard time doing them to myself because my hands are sensitive and nobody ever wants to put my hair. I mean, come on, look how long this is. Okay, sorry, I'm getting off track. Okay, anyway, haunted house. I was actually really excited because it was my first job. And, they told me it was paid under the table. I'm like, I didn't even know what that meant. I didn't know what taxes were. None of that. I just knew you worked and they paid you for it. You were there for certain hours of the day and that was it. I never been, like I said, parents worked their 9 to 5, did the paper outs, cleaned offices on the weekends, picked up some odd jobs here and there along the way as well. Like my dad worked for Papa John's as a delivery man for a little while. And not doing the paper out. It just seemed like they were working all the time, and if they weren't working, we go to the movies, or a baseball game, or a football game, or we'd be at my grandparents' house, and they'd be playing bridge, or at my great Aunt Lee's, and they'd be playing bridge, and I mean, at my grandma Bush's, sorry, we were talking to my mom. When I was at my grandma's house, she had those old metal trucks, and my cousin threw one at me in the head. That hurt. I mean, these were places I didn't want to hang out. It wasn't my thing as a teenager. Come on now. My son gets it, I'm pretty sure. Huh, Michael? I don't know if you heard me. But it's just not something a 15-year-old wants to do. You could ask. Probably ask my daughter upstairs. She's on the cusp of that. She's going to be 15 this next year. But I worked in different aspects of the haunted house. I started off as this witch in a tree. And when I'd get to work, I had to get there before other people because they had to glue a mask to my face. And then do makeup around the mask and all the way down my neck to match. And put my wig on and my costume and I did that spot for quite a while, but I hated it because it was so hot because you were up in this tree, and so you were higher up and it's hotter up you go, and you're wearing this, you have a mask glued to your face. Okay, so you're sitting there and you can feel your sweat running down your face and you can't do nothing about it. What good is it going to do? You can't touch your face. You're touching the mask. So I was like, oh. And there's this dress that they had for the other witch in the haunted house. And it was the witch's cauldron room. And it was like a Renaissance dress. It was really pretty and red and gold in color. And it fit me perfect. So I begged and I pleaded with the boss. And so then he moved me to the witch's room. And I loved that room so much better. But what's funny is I met my best friend when I was the witch in the tree. And didn't even know it. Or we didn't even know that we had met. He was the very last scare in the haunted house. And so we were the two highest people. As far as like above everybody else. And we could see each other. I was towards the beginning of the haunted house. And he was towards the end, and I could see over all the walls, and he could see me all the way across when the lights were up. So we sit there and we talk to each other from across the haunted house. We didn't even know what each other looked like because he's just half a body on a spike, and I'm a green-faced person. You know, we never saw each other really prior to makeup. So it was like, it was funny when we realized that we were talking to each other at that time, because it's just funny how it happened, the coincidence of it all. But after I did the witch's cauldron room, I still love that dress, but my boss moved me, and suddenly I was a crazy lady with a shotgun protecting my property. And I'd hide behind this house, and when people came by, I'd slam the door open, and I'd be like, "Get off my property!" And I'd cock a shotgun. There's nothing scarier in the world than the sound of a cocked shotgun in the hands of a 15-year-old. It was fake. But, I mean, think about that. That's really cool. And my scare was right next door to this, we called the fireplace scare. And whenever it was quiet, because you start in September. Hold on. Just a second. Hold on. Sorry. I think my parents just got home from the movies, so give me just a second. Okay, so the fireplace scare had this guy who we all called Opie, because he looked just like the kid Opie from the Andy Griffith, the Dick Van Dyke Show. I think that's the show, yeah. Or was the Andy Griffith show? I can't remember. But, he had the red hair and everything. Well, he started flirting with me whenever it was quiet. And so, like, I'd sneak over to the fireplace and hide in the fireplace with them and talk, and I made a friend. Because like I said, I didn't have many friends. And my friend that had gotten me the job, she had also found a guy in the haunted house. And but hi.
Where's your son?
So I'm gonna really quickly finish talking about the haunted house, and then I'm gonna end this video a little bit shorter than the other two, because I have to go take a long walk to the gas station. Here are my pants. Anyway, okay, so after I was the crazy lady with the shotgun, I got to be the last scare in the haunted house. And
with the shotgun.
Being the last scare in the haunted house, you always worked with somebody. So I was always the person.
Oh, this is the story about Steve.
Yes, it is. It's a story about Steve.
Yes.
Okay, are you done?
Yes.
Okay, so now when I got to work, they would paint my face white, and they would put claw marks across my face, like, whoosh, and then blood. And then I had to get up in this contraption, and you know how I said earlier, when I was the witch in the tree, my friend, my best friend was the last scare in the haunted house, and we didn't even know we were talking to each other. He was up on half a body on a spike, so now I was the half a body on a spike. So you get up in this contraption, and I'm not going to tell you how it worked, because then that ruins it, but once I was up in there, it looked like I had no bottom half of my body. And I would have my head down like this, and when somebody would come in, I'd be like, "My legs. He took my legs." And then this guy with a chainsaw would come running out of the back room and chase them out of the haunted house. But like,
It was like he was like running.
mm-hmm. And every night that I did it, I worked with somebody different. And I worked that scare for 2 weeks, I think.
In a set amount of time.
But about a week into me working it, I got to work with Opie, the fireplace guy. But like in most places, there's the chick that always causes all the drama. Like she's in love with all the guys, you know, and gets pissed if you're flirting with anybody else. You have somebody like that in your school, don't you?
Yes.
Okay.
That would be Erica. We shall name her. Wait, no, that would be a bad name.
No. Anyway, so me and Opie were.
Person.
Are you done?
Yeah.
You want to know why we called my friend Opie? We called him Opie because he looked like the kid Opie from the Dick Van Dyke Show. Anyway, so I was sitting on his lap because it was quiet. It was still the quiet season and hadn't gone full swing in October yet. It was just like the beginning of October, so we hadn't had a lot of business yet. But I ended up doing the last scare actually until Halloween. I was that scare on Halloween. I might not get to finish the whole story about Halloween because that was a crazy night. Anyway, so this chick, she comes around the corner and she's flipping out on Opie. I mean, like, no, not like that crazy, but I mean, like, she's over there ripping him a new a-hole. And I'm just sitting back in the chainsaw room like, okay.
I dropped the card.
So he comes back and he goes, I'm really sorry about that, but I got an idea. He's like, I have a friend of mine that's single, and I think he'd really like you, and he's in the Frankenstein room. And he's like, you should go talk to him. I'm like, why not? I was trying to make friends. I was trying to be not socially awkward because of my upbringing and everything.
Sorry, I am really angry.
Because homecoming had just passed. My first homecoming ever. And I didn't even get asked. And I went to homecoming with... I went to homecoming with my friend who'd gotten me the job at the haunted house, and her new boyfriend from the haunted house, who was like 20, in his 20s. Weird. Anyway, and my friend, who's now married to my brother, had done my nails, and she'd done them round tip, and she was in cosmetic school, and they looked like crap. Yeah, and it was just not a good experience for me. So I was trying to... I was trying to not be so socially awkward, and I was trying to find me a boyfriend.
You're just like, boyfriend, I want to find myself a boyfriend. It'd be awesome. Full South Park. So, I walked two rooms down. Through my friend's boyfriend's room, which she was in, flirting with him. Like I said, it was really quiet that night. And into the Frankenstein room. And I went over to him, and of course I couldn't really tell what he really looked like because we were both in makeup. We couldn't tell what each other looked like, really, if you think about it. But we started talking, and I started off with like, Opie thought that we would be good friends and and that I should come talk to you and hang out with you. And like, I don't know, everything moved like really fast, but like 10 minutes later I was sitting on his lap, just like I had been with Opie. Not 10 minutes prior, or 20 minutes prior, before psycho jealous chick came around the corner. The reason the reason he knew I wouldn't have any trouble with Steve is because she didn't like Steve. But I didn't care what you looked like. It was it's personality.
Exactly. Personality.
You could look like a witch.
And if you had an amazing personality, I would like you even more.
And to him, it was kind of the same way because, like I said, I wasn't one of those preppy, pretty girls in high school. I wasn't.
Yeah, but I was like,
Grandma made me wear baggy clothes. Grandma made me wear hand-me-downs of Uncle Andy's.
What?
No, I'm serious. I mean...
Like, I give Claudia some of my clothes, and that's only because she wants to wear those.
And I had glasses and braces, and it took her putting my TV down on top of my glasses and breaking them. Because she'd steal my little TV and go watch TV in the bathroom during baths.
Like, which honestly was a good idea. But
it was my idea. I came up with that crap. Anyway, and then she was putting my TV back in my room when I was in bed, and she put it down right on my glasses. And I said, "Can I get contacts now?" Contacts ever since.
Oh, I have contacts, but I'm not gonna wear them for this. I'll wear them for one of my videos later.
What'd you knock over?
No, I didn't knock over the thing. I almost knocked over the lamp.
That would have been bad. Look, I'm gonna hit 40 minutes again because
Sorry.
You are like interrupting me, and I need to get walking. It's about a half an hour walk, so that's an hour there and back. Anyway, but by the end of the night, I gave him my phone number, and back then it was just a house number. You didn't have cell phones. And
my phone number. I'm sorry. Continue.
he called the very next day, and I'll tell you guys the rest of what happened in the haunted house, along with a story that I have to kind of backtrack on that he reminded me about, and I'm sorry I forgot it, but I'll probably forget it by the time I get back to the gas station again.
I'll make sure to remind her so she can tell you. Because honestly, this is worth it.
But I'll finish the haunted house story when I get back, and the story I forgot, and then in the next episode, part 4. I know this episode was like really weird. But that wasn't all my fault. I had people constantly interrupting and constantly having pause. And so then like the songs are all broken up because I had the music a little louder so you guys could probably hear it this time because usually all you can hear is me talking.
Sorry. That was a little snippet from Zombie Prom. We don't own it.
And you guys got to see pictures this time. You didn't see pictures in the other video. So, I'll try to find more pictures I can show you. And I will show you guys a picture of Steve, with my phone, I guess.
Show them boob head. Show them boob head.
I don't have that.
Dang it.
I'll have to pull it up on my Facebook.
I think it's on Facebook.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's worth it. Trust me.
But the whole relationship with me and Steve is actually a wonderful story, and you guys are gonna love it. It's very funny, especially when we went.
Really goofy right now. Pops back up. Sorry.
When we went to the movies after getting off of work.
Proof the herbal power.
And when I was the last scare, I told you guys how my makeup was, so you can just think about that. All right, and I'll see you guys in part 4. I don't know if I'll record it tonight or if I'm gonna wait and do it in the morning. But
probably wait in the morning. You need sleep. Everyone needs sleep.
I do need sleep, but I'm only at 15 years old in my story, and I'm 34.
True.
And with everything that's been going on, I want to get as much of my life out there for you guys as I can, based on the fact that everything that's been going on in the last couple of days, I just want it out there so that way if something happens to me, you guys can look back and have something to go, oh yeah, do you remember that story she told when on that one and that one?
Listen. Like,
And then it won't be so sad, and you guys won't be so angry. Like, oh Mal, I've heard that story 100 times. Shut up. I put so many stories in here that nobody heard me play. All my friends, you guys haven't heard half of this crap. I'm actually because
I feel like my hair looks
it's not something that I think about all the time. I tell you guys the most traumatizing stuff. The most because
that's
the thing that sticks in your mind most.
Yeah, that's what you remember. Then the fun times come. It's like, yay!
Yay! And I have a lot of trips to still cover that, you know, I haven't talked about. But I really wanted to get Steve introduced into this in this video because I promised it last video. So.
Another girl that's from
Because I don't want all the stories to be just like the sad, depressing crap. I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to listen to all that. So, alright, I better end though.
Bye!
Bye!